For decades, as head breeder at Ozbreed and a major supplier to the Australian landscape industry, I feel we've learned a bit. Sharing with Aussie gardeners is the fun part. Choosing pest and disease-resistant landscape plants and turf. Landscapes serve to mimic greeneries so people can connect with nature, which is not always accessible in highly developed areas. Plants help improve the well-being of a community and improve the economic value of cities by providing a clean, green environment. Australia recognises landscapes' significance in influencing tourism, public spaces, public satisfaction, and the people's well-being. Therefore, it is imperative that the plants in landscapes persist against natural factors that may affect them, such as weather changes, disease pressures, and pest infestation. Using plants capable of surviving various conditions will help maintain the beauty and value of available landscapes and ensure they will stand the test of time. Plant biosecurity faces different challenges. The movement of insect pests around the country, the natural occurrence of diseases and weeds, and weather changes creating the recent wet are among the factors that affect plant biosecurity. To improve plant health, plant breeders have been working hard to develop plants that are adaptable to the extremes of the Australian climate and plants that can resist pests and diseases that may hinder their ability to thrive or even survive. One way of avoiding the catastrophic decline of plant life caused by pests and diseases is by introducing hardy native plants to landscapes. This can help control threats to urban green spaces. Hardy native plants are not only visually pleasing but are also valuable in providing a natural horticultural link to the people. The following are some examples of these types of improved plants. Lomandra longifolia, commonly known as mat rush, is an example of a plant that can be used as a workhorse plant for a landscape. This Eastern Australian native strappy leaf plant typically thrives in wet places such as sandy soil and swamps, and in dry rocky areas such as hillsides and cliffs. It's tough as. In urban areas, the increase in Phytophthora has caused this once tough plant to fail in urban wet areas, and the recent wet has really showcased this. The Shara Lomandra is an ideal choice because, unlike most Lomandras, it generally works in both wet or dry spots, even when faced with Phytophthora. It flowers during the warm, early spring. Besides being a low-maintenance plant, it exhibits a high drought tolerance. Shara Lomandra is highly pest and disease resistant. One threat tough Lomandras like evergreen baby Lomandra and Shara Lomandra have proven to survive is root rot, a plant disease caused by the fungus-like organism called Phytophthora. The disease can cause the death of many plant types, which in turn can result in huge economic losses. The recent wet has shown common Lomandra longifolia can struggle in urban areas. Grevilleas are a favourite in the landscape across Australia. This fast-growing shrub has a wide range of varieties and is often used for hedging. It is also used as a shrub, a ground cover, or as a tree. Most varieties of Grevillea, like Gold Cluster Grevillea, Crimson Grevillea, and Cherry Cluster Grevillea, are popular as they are generally drought and frost-tolerant plants. Their flowers also bloom through spring, summer and winter with different variations of colour per type. Although they are quite sensitive to phosphorus fertilisers, they easily fight off most pests and diseases like sooty mould, a black fungus that feeds on the excretions of other pests like scale and aphids that cover the leaves and reduce the plant's ability to photosynthesize. Lilly Pilly is an erect evergreen tree found in a wide climatic range in Australia. This hardy plant, when established, is drought and water tolerant and copes well with diseases. Some types such as straight and narrow syzygium and sublime acmena, Lilly Pilly, are resistant to psyllid infestation. Psyllids are tiny sap-sucking insects that cause pimple-like galls to develop in leaves, causing distortion and blisters. In addition, psyllids may cause sooty mould to develop in plants. Myrtle rust is an invasive fungus that causes some native trees to suffer, possibly making other tree species endangered due to the threat it poses. Thus, for your landscape, it is best to choose a type of tree that resists this problem. Luscious Tristaniopsis laurina, also known as canuka or water gum, is one such tree. Canuka is a native evergreen Australian tree typically found in creek banks and in rainforests. It is generally drought tolerant and frost tolerant. Once grown, it can be a great feature tree that is able to endure various environmental conditions. Zoysia macrantha, a turf variety. This healthy-looking turf is ideal for use in textured lawns. Zoysia macrantha grows well in full sun exposure, which showcases its drought tolerance. It can survive temperatures down to -17 degrees, which shows its tolerance in cold climates. It is good at competing with weeds and requires less mowing care. Furthermore, it has excellent disease and pest resistance. Lawn grub infestations is a lawn pest that eats the root system of a turf, causing damage to Australian lawns. They usually persist from spring through to autumn, resulting in a devastation of any lawn it infects. Fortunately, Zoysia is known to survive lawn grub infestation well. Due to its toughness, it can recover from the damage caused by most pest incursions. Softleaf buffalo grass is another grass that is a good choice for landscapes because it also demonstrates drought and frost tolerance. Due to its deep root system, this grass can thrive in wet soils and does not need much attention during cultivation. A good lush buffalo lawn resists both weeds and many pests and is easy to look after. Sometimes plants behave differently than their relatives. Aussie Rambler, Carpobrotus, tolerates cold, pests and diseases far better than the common form, so this variety can be grown in places the common form would likely not survive. Blue Horizon Eremophila, that would normally be wiped out in the Australian east coast by humidity diseases, actually thrives in the east. The former Australian Plant of the Year, Greybox westringia, thrives in very wet conditions and resists associated diseases that would normally kill a typical westringia. Breeding can make plants more beautiful and tougher, and the benefits that result will be of great advantage to your landscape. Pests and diseases have become widespread and continue to affect the growth and maintenance of plants in the environment. Other factors that affect plant growth, like human activities and natural calamities, are often present. Some signs that plants have been infested by pests or infected with a disease include the drying out and yellowing of leaves even with adequate water, the presence of small gnawed areas around the leaves, and the rotting of the plant. Though the spread of such threats is real, containment can be possible with the help of proper care. And as long as preventative measures, like knowing the proper care for a particular plant, growing it in a suitable environment, and using environmentally friendly pesticides and fungicides, the effect of pests and diseases can be minimised. Better still, buy plants that better resist these problems.